It's April 9th. This book came out yesterday.
We put all our plans on hold.
We literally pushed back.
Yeah.
Pushed back 2 other videos. We were in the middle of filming a video, pushed that back, which then pushed back something else that was going to be kind of time sensitive that we don't care about anymore because I forgot. So if you have watched our channel, you would know that we have made a big deal about every single time a book from the series has come out, and we're just really excited to read this. Apparently there's going to be a novella after this. Story is not over yet, which I'm honestly kind of like not excited about because I was really excited to feel like we had completed a series.
I feel like it's kind of weird to end on a novella.
I agree. I am just happy that this is happening. I'm happy that we finally are going to read this. We're going to be reading new releases in this video. The book that we're going to read after this, I'm not quite sure what it's going to be because we were leaning towards one, but it's kind of hard to find. So we might end up getting something else depending on if we're able to get the other one. So I'm not going to say what we're going to read after this, but for now, the only thing you need to worry about is that we're reading Fearless. And I'm really excited to begin. Let's begin! Hi guys. Sam doesn't know that I was gonna start recording, so she just looked at me like, what?
What's happening?
So I don't really have an update for for Fearless because we really haven't read too much more. Like, we're only here. I'm gonna finish the book today no matter what, because we have too many books that we need to read, so I'm 100% gonna finish that, but I don't really have necessarily any updates other than I really keep feeling the urge to annotate this book, but then I didn't annotate the other books, and I don't know why it bothers me to not have annotated the other ones in the series. I don't know why. So I keep having the urge because there's just so many things that they say to each other, like flirty-wise, that are like killing me. I thought I'd give you a haul because we went shopping, and if you've watched any of our videos, you would know that we have like 3 articles of clothing that we share. We have clothes. It's not that we can't buy clothes. It's just neither of us are natural, like, let's go shopping type people. Like, we run errands often, but we don't really like to just aimlessly peruse like a store to try to buy clothes, you know? Getting to the point where every one of my videos looks the exact same because we are either wearing the same hoodie or we've just swapped it and are wearing the same hoodies. So trying to be better about expanding our wardrobe. Also, all of these things are from the clearance section because, you know, life is expensive these days. So the first thing that I got was this sweater. This was originally, pause for dramatic effect, probably something awful, $68. It was originally $68. I don't know why, but I only paid $10. So that's this life. I got this cardigan because I really, like, I do have t-shirts and I want to get some like basic plain black shirts, but I feel like I'm always cold, but I'm sick of having a hoodie because I feel like then I can't do anything with my hair because then I'm constantly like taking the hoodie out and off. So I got this cardigan to hopefully put on top of t-shirts, and it was originally $30 and I got it for $12, and it's just this cute oversized cardigan. I got it pretty oversized actually, and then it has good pockets. And then the last thing I got is a pullover. I love a good pullover. I mean, I like a good hoodie and I can wear them all the time, but I feel so easily overstimulated by like the choking that happens with a hoodie, like it falling down and going like this makes me feel very overstimulated. So I'm getting more into my pullovers, and this one was originally $55 and is now $19.23, and it's so cute. I wish it wasn't black, and if anything, this is kind of like a black where it looks like it already gotten washed a million times, like a worn out black. But I like the sweater. It kind of gave me like the vibe of you got this from your dad's closet, which is definitely my aesthetic. Dad's closet is definitely my vibe. I want to get cozy. I want to get reading because of one, there's a million books we need to read, obviously. But also, I really am enjoying this book. I just haven't been able to get into a groove of it because I was trying not to get too ahead of Sam. But now that Sam has access to the book and we have nothing but time today, I want to just dial in and get obsessed. See you soon!
Don't say darling, cause you'll fake it. Don't hide the tears, cause I know you're breaking. All this love and all this pain you've given. All this love.
I knew that was coming, and it still made me so sad. It like gets me extra when the book is so, or like when a circumstance is so tragic, like when the characters get put through so much, or when things are so unfair. You could be the best character in the entire book and you still can get like destroyed. And, like that happens in real life all the time. Like such good people suffer all the time. And I think that's why like it'll have me like stunned, because it's just a reminder about how unfair so many things are. To me, it's so sad. Long time no chat. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in this vlog in so long, and I'm getting ready just like to film today, so I figured that it would be a good time to update you because I finished Fearless. It was honestly wow. Also, I do my makeup in like 2 minutes, and it is not by any means the right way to do it, so just ignore. What was I saying? So Fearless, I really enjoyed it. I finished Fearless 2 days ago. I think that sounds right. 2 days ago. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5. And the reason that it didn't hit a 5 for me is because it was a little slow at times, and I felt like if I really had that 5-star feeling, I would have been propelled through the story, and I just wasn't quite there yet. It was a little too long in certain aspects and a little bit, I don't know, just slower pacing at times, that I know that if it was a 5-star, I would have been like flying through it. I cried twice. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, obviously, but I really enjoyed it. So the one thing I will say is that Powerless and Fearless are way more similar, and Reckless was just kind of like a whole different experience. So if you've read Powerless and Reckless, it is more like Powerless. Like if you didn't like Reckless, Fearless is more like Powerless. So if you want that type of story, it's more like that. So if you stop reading the series because you didn't read the second, or you didn't like the second one, I would read the third one, just because it does really read more like the first one in my opinion. But in terms of like the story, obviously I can't say very much because it is the third book in the series. Like what am I supposed to say that's not a spoil? Literally everything involved with the plot is a spoil in some way. A little bittersweet, I feel, but I can move on from the series. There's nothing that is still bothering me or anything where I feel like unsatisfied. I feel very satisfied with the way that the author ended it. I am so excited to read the next book that we're going to be doing in this video. So obviously, like, you know, we're doing new releases of April, and the book that we're reading next I am so excited for because it's an author that I really like, and I haven't read everything by her, but I'm just gonna get up and show you the book that I'm talking about because I am just so in the mood. You know when you're just like really in the mood for either a type of writing style or an author or a genre or whatever, and then it just makes it even more exciting. Like I'm not just excited to read about this story, like I'm in the mood, I'm craving this writing style. But next book that I'm going to be reading, do you recognize who that is? Do you know what this means? This means I am reading another book by Jessa Hastings, and she is the wonderful author of Magnolia Park's universe / Daisy Hate's universe. And she also wrote Never, which is like a Peter Pan retelling that I have not read. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of mixed reviews on that book, and I originally didn't pick it up because I didn't know what it was about, and I just heard a lot of people didn't like it. And then since learning that it's a retelling, I'm more interested because I do enjoy retellings. I've read a couple on this channel, and so I feel like it wouldn't be hard for me to get through by any means, because I think a lot of people didn't like that it was a retelling or didn't care about Peter Pan. But I have read a Peter Pan retelling just in general, so I feel like I would enjoy it, so I might read that one. This is her newest release. This came out April 1st, I believe, or 2nd, something like that. This is The Conditions of Will, and I'm so excited. I mean, luckily I am not all the way through the Magnolia Parks universe yet, so I still have time. It's not like I am craving that because I don't have more books to read. I still have books in the series. I think one more book before I'm completely up to date with everything, so I still do have time and more like Magnolia left. But and she's writing another Daisy Hates book, or maybe 2 more. I know at least 1 more. But either way, I'm just excited to experience her writing with different people, specifically talking about this girl named Georgia, who is a lie detector / body language person. Like that's her career, and she's estranged from her family and lives in London actually, but her dad has passed away, and so she's coming back to the States to kind of deal with that. And obviously the conditions of the will. There's kind of like a lot of family drama, and there's also her brother's sponsor is involved, and there's kind of like a romance situation going on, but the brother likes him as well, and so there's like a little LGBT moment. There's just a lot, and I'm really excited to experience her writing. So I do have editing that I need to do before I can start this. The only thing that is interesting is I did hear that it's only one point of view, and if you've read Magnolia Parks or Daisy Hates any of those, you know that they do multiple point of views. That's gonna be interesting because I'm so used to this writing style being accompanied with other people's like viewpoints, and so I'm curious if I'm gonna get bored. Because if you don't know, Jessa Hastings' writing is very like lyrical and beautiful writing, but it could definitely be like a lot. So I'm curious how I'm gonna feel, but I will let you know when I start reading. You know when you're reading a book and you get that feeling, that spark, that excitement, that 5-star goosies? I fear that this book is going to become my entire personality. I fear that I'm going to be obsessed. I fear that this has the possibility to put me into a slump. I'm only this far in, and I have whipped out tabs. I've whipped out my clear post-its so that I could write along the margins and not leave writing on the book. The book is good, great, amazing, obviously. But I think more than the writing itself, because I love the writing of this author in Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates. Like, I love that writing. That's one of the reasons I love that series so much, because that writing is so addictive. But this world, one, I believe it's set in the same world. Like, I think there's like not like a cameo of someone in the Magnolia Parks universe, but like I think they like briefly mention it, so I know it's in the same world, but it's not related. But it's just like the setting, I think, and the dynamic of like a black sheep and, you know, the daughter that doesn't get along with her family. Not that I don't get along with my family, but like the daughter that's always saying stuff and always like confronting things, and that's definitely who I am. And so I connect with that. Like her profession is like body language and, you know, dialing in on people, whether it's like the tiny little micro expressions or the way they talk or the way they're sitting, whatever. And those are things that I notice, obviously not to this extent because I'm not like a professional, but I'm very observant and my mind moves so quickly, and I notice so many little things around me at once that the way that this main character is talking about everyone's expressions, it is like scratching my brain in such a good way, because I feel so understood, because someone is like noticing all these tiny little things that I just feel like people rarely notice. And I don't know, I'm just really enjoying it. Also, I'm very distracted because we have Miss Thang here, and it doesn't look like she's alert, but she's currently watching cat TV in front of me. I have birds playing for her. She is having the time of her life. She was sleeping and now she's awake and just watching it, and I don't know, I just think it's so cute for her little brain to be working watching these little birds, because she because she genuinely can like see the TV. Like, I know that she's able to understand that that's movement, and that she genuinely thinks that those are real birds, and it's so cute. But I literally, like, I started reading, I think within the first 2 pages, I got up and immediately went to find a set of tabs that matched the front of it. And normally I will just grab like a set of tabs that matches like majority of the pages, or a majority of the cover, but I curated this one to match perfectly because I could just already tell. Like, it's gonna destroy me. And normally I don't really go towards these. Like, I'll either just choose not to write anything or write in the margins. I didn't get to show these in my annotation video because I didn't have them near me and I didn't want to mess up. I think it was towards the end of the video and I didn't want to get up and mess up like the lighting, because when you move in front of a camera, like, you change the lighting sometimes. So I didn't get up and show them. But these are clear post-it notes. Like, you can see they're clear, and I'll try to show them on a page. I already used 2. I just have to see where they are. So here, this is only page 3, so not really like a spoiler or anything, but it's here, if you can see. I think you could tell that there's like a line there, and I wrote on it, but it is clear. But you can barely tell, because there are times that I would annotate, mark a page to talk to you guys about it, like to read a quote to you, and whatever I use to mark the page is like in my way, and then I'm ripping it off and now it doesn't stick anymore. You get it, you get it. If you're gonna reference it and actually want to be able to still be able to read it without removing it. I recommend those clear guys. I got these off of, actually no, these are from Office Depot. I think I got them in a giant pack. This book actually just popped up on Kindle Unlimited, so if you have KU, you should definitely read this. Sam got really excited because even though she has access to this book on her library app, even though she has it through that, it doesn't speak to her the way that we can have Kindle do, like in that robot voice. I think it's called assisted reading. It basically just sounds like Siri, and her eyes are really tired, and so she was gonna just buy it from Kindle because she needs to be able to listen to it, and she saw that it was on Kindle Unlimited and she got really excited. Like, she was gonna go take a shower and then came back and told me about it because she was so excited that she's gonna be able to listen to it now. I keep reading.
These days are running slow. Sunsets and shores far from home. Headlights are shining on the sea. No place on earth I'd rather be. And I could try to just follow the swell, but I'll never find this anywhere else. To all those places on the wall, and none come close to this, I'm sure. You try to say the sunrise the same, but tell me, have you ever danced in the rain? And I could try to just follow the swell, but I'll never find this anywhere else.
I am coming on here to end the vlog and give kind of like my final thoughts. Last I left you, I was finishing the book, and then I needed to transfer all of my annotations over because I had read majority of the book, or like half of it, on Kindle. And so I did that yesterday, which you would have seen by now. Okay, so first things first, if you don't want to know, I'm really going to try to avoid spoilers, but some of the content warnings and trigger warnings are spoilers, so I'm going to try to not give spoilers, but if I give a trigger warning and that trigger warning obviously says that that's going to be in the book, and like, you know. So if you don't want to hear anything else about this book, I totally understand. I would exit now because I'm probably just going to finish up my thoughts on it and why this book impacted me so much. And so if you don't want to know, I appreciate you, and I will see you another time. But if you do want to hear my thoughts, so as you can see, I did annotate this book. Some of the annotations are hard to see because of the texture of the pages. It's like uneven, so some of them are kind of hidden. But my main thing with this book is that it felt so real to me, and like the only way that I could describe it is it feels real because I truly do, I feel like the lighting is bad, I truly do feel super connected to Georgia, who is the main female character. Her personality, the role that she's taken within her family, and just like everything going on in her life is very, I mean, obviously not the same circumstances, but just very reflective of the way that I feel and the way that things kind of go on with my family or my history or my traumas or whatever. I just think like throughout the book there were so many breadcrumbs and so many little details that spoke to me so oddly, and it wasn't even just that I felt like we were living the exact same life, because there are plenty of differences between her and I, but just some like Easter eggs. Like obviously the main male character that she is with, his name is Sam. My fiance's name is Sam. The fact that her favorite breakfast place is First Watch, it's actually my new favorite breakfast place. Within like the past month, it's become my new favorite breakfast place, and she specifically referenced that the waffle is her favorite thing, and that's the thing that I order there, which is just like super random. Like, what are the chances that that's what she would name of all places? You know what I mean? Her trauma that she has, which I do recommend looking into trigger warnings for this book because there are quite a few, but her big trauma that she is dealing with and people are finding out about, and kind of is like at the center of a lot of their family issues. I have experienced something very similar. Is definitely something that I can relate to. you, and just the way that she was describing that specific thing is the way that I felt about it, where trigger warning, this is about sexual assault, just feeling like you don't want to tell anyone because you don't really understand what happened, and you don't want to say anything because it didn't happen the way that it does in the movies or on the news, where someone who's a stranger grabs you and does something horrible to you in the corner, you know, under the bushes. You know, it's a completely different circumstance for so many people, and just the way that she was describing it, as because it didn't happen that way, she didn't even know what it was until years later, and that's why she didn't say anything. And you know, there's just so many things that are involved with her trauma that I really truly understand so deeply. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 5-star. I would love to reread it at some point and really go to town with annotating it. I think I would love to like doodle in the margins and just really have a super fun time with it, but I highly recommend that you read this. I highly recommend that you go into it open-minded and ready for how problematic their family situation is and how hard it is for them, and with the thought in mind that there are so many people that have family dynamics that are this messy, and that it is so easy for you to have family that isn't rooting for you. And I mean, a lot of people do know this already, but just to go in with that mindset, that's all I'm going to say about this, because I really feel like I could ramble about this book probably for the rest of my life. I feel like I don't seem super excited, but it's because it is a heavy book. And that is it for this video. So obviously this video was very successful. I found my new favorite book of all time, and I read a 4.5 star, and this was just really good. I feel like you need to kind of have a mix of looking into the new releases, looking into the books that are coming out, and trying to keep your mind open while at the same time keep it on with all the books that you have already going on, like series and your physical TBR and everything like that. But it is so important, I feel, to give new authors a try, whether it's a new author in general or a new author to you. I just think it's really beneficial. I do recommend looking on the Goodreads new release tab, because that is where I look for all of my new release recommendations, and obviously like book creators, but I feel like Goodreads is good about giving like a lot of options rather than just like the top 3 of a specific genre. Like it gives historical fiction, romantasy, young adult, regular fiction, non-fiction, sci-fi, fantasy, you know, there's just so many things that it gives you. So I highly recommend looking into that specifically, because that is definitely how I find all of my new releases. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much.